Dear friends, today is Wednesday, the 12th of November, 2025, the Wednesday of the 32nd week in Ordinary Time, and the memorial of Saint Josaphat, Bishop and Martyr. May the grace and peace of the Lord be with you. Before we begin the Gospel reading and our prayer, please subscribe so we can meet the Lord together here each day. Now let us listen to and reflect on God's Word and lift our hearts in prayer. First reading, a reading from the Book of Wisdom. Hear, O kings, and understand. Learn, you magistrates of the earth's expanse. Hearken, you who are in power over the multitude, and lord it over throngs of peoples. Because authority was given you by the Lord, and sovereignty by the Most High, who shall probe your works and scrutinize your counsels. Because though you were ministers of his kingdom, you judged not rightly and did not keep the law, nor walk according to the will of God. Terribly and swiftly shall he come against you, because judgment is stern for the exalted, for the lowly may be pardoned out of mercy, but the mighty shall be mightily put to the test. For the Lord of all shows no partiality, nor does he fear greatness, because he himself made the great as well as the small, and he provides for all alike. But for those in power, a rigorous scrutiny impends. To you, therefore, O princes, are my words addressed, that you may learn wisdom, and that you may not sin. For those who keep the holy precepts hallowed shall be found holy, and those learned in them will have ready a response. Desire therefore my words, long for them, and you shall be instructed. Now let us listen to the responsorial psalm together. Rise up, O God, bring judgment to the earth, defend the lowly and the fatherless, render justice to the afflicted and the destitute, rescue the lowly and the poor, from the hand of the wicked deliver them. Rise up, O God, bring judgment to the earth, I said. You are gods, all of you sons of the Most High, yet like men you shall die, and fall like any prince. Rise up, O God, bring judgment to the earth. Alleluia, alleluia. In all circumstances, give thanks, for this is the will of God for you in Christ Jesus. Alleluia, alleluia. Let us listen to the word of the Lord. The Holy Gospel according to Luke. As Jesus continued his journey to Jerusalem, he traveled through Samaria and Galilee. As he was entering a village, 10 lepers met him. They stood at a distance from him and raised their voice, saying, Jesus, Master, have pity on us. And when he saw them, he said, Go show yourselves to the priests. As they were going, they were cleansed, and one of them, realizing he had been healed, returned, glorifying God in a loud voice, and he fell at the feet of Jesus and thanked him. He was a Samaritan. Jesus said in reply, 10 were cleansed, were they not? Where are the other 9? Has none but this foreigner returned to give thanks to God? Then he said to him, Stand up and go. Your faith has saved you. Let us reflect together on the Word of God. Pilgrims know the feeling of walking toward a place that will change them, and Luke lets us hear the gravel under Jesus' sandals as he travels toward Jerusalem. That direction matters. Jerusalem is the city of sacrifice, the place where mercy will stretch its arms wide on the cross. On the road there between Samaria and Galilee, between communities that rarely embraced, 10 voices rise as one chorus from the edge of a village. They do not step closer. They have learned the geography of shame, the distance required by law and custom. They have swallowed 1,000 looks that say, You do not belong. From that practiced distance, they shout a simple, urgent plea, Jesus, Master, have pity on us. Notice the name and the title. They call him by name and they place themselves under his authority. Their prayer is not polished, it is honest, and honesty is the shortest road to grace. Jesus does not perform a spectacle, no touching of sores, no long discourse. He gives a command that seems ordinary, almost procedural. Go show yourselves to the priests. That is what the law asked of a leper restored to health, a verification step, a door back into the village. But here is the surprising detail. They are not yet healed when he sends them. The cure happens as they were going. Grace meets motion. Mercy blooms on the road of obedience. The gospel underlines a truth we resist. Faith is often walking on a word before we see what we hope to see. Many of us wait for feelings to change before we move. Jesus often asks us to move so our hearts can change. The 10 could have argued, "Heal us first, then we will go." Instead, they trust the voice and start walking, and the healing arrives like dawn slipping over a horizon you were too tired to watch. The lesson is gentle but firm. When Christ speaks, the journey itself becomes the place of transformation. Now one man stops. He notices. Noticing is the hinge on which the whole scene turns. 10 receive the gift. 1 pays attention. He could have hurried to complete the ritual, to get his life back, to reunite with family. Instead, he reverses direction and runs not to the system, but to the source. He returns, and his worship is not quiet. He glorifies God in a loud voice. The same lungs that once shouted from a distance now sing at the feet of the one who closed the distance. And Luke adds the uncomfortable footnote, he was a Samaritan. The outsider becomes the teacher of gratitude. The supposed heretic becomes the model disciple. Jesus' next words are not cynical, they are revealing. 10 were cleansed, were they not? Where are the other 9? He is not shaming, he is shining light. Ingratitude is not merely bad manners, it is a missed relationship. 9 receive a gift, 1 receives the giver. 9 are healed in body, 1 hears a deeper benediction. Stand up and go. Your faith has saved you. The vocabulary shifts from healing to salvation because thanksgiving has turned a cure into communion. This is Eucharistic ground. The Greek word for thanksgiving, Eucharistia, hums beneath the text. When we return to Christ with praise, we do more than say thanks. We let our lives be reordered around the one who gave the gift. Gratitude is not an accessory to faith. It is the atmosphere where faith breathes. The 9 are not villains. They do what the law requires. They likely hug their families and weep with joy. Yet their story pauses at the good while the Samaritan story moves toward the best. The gospel invites us to examine our own reflexes. When a prayer is answered, do we sprint into our plans or pivot back to the presence? Do we treat God as a step in the process or as the center of our restoration? If we are honest, we know how easy it is to use God's help to return to our preferred life rather than let God's mercy become our new life. The Samaritan shows another way. Let gratitude send you to your knees before it sends you anywhere else. There is also a moral geography in the passage that mirrors our world. The village boundary becomes a metaphor for every line we draw between healthy and sick, pure and impure, us and them. The lepers had to cry out from far away. Jesus answers from up close. He refuses to bless the distance. He tells them, in effect, walk back into the life that excluded you, and the exclusion will lose its power. In parish life, family life, and public life, We still create distances, some demanded by caution, many demanded by fear. The way of Jesus is not careless about health or law, but it never lets fear be the final storyteller. Mercy closes gaps. Mission happens at borders. The church is at her most Christ-like, not when she guards her comfort, but when she meets cry and wound at the threshold and walks with people until healing appears as they were going. Finally, consider the order of grace in this story: petition, obedience, healing, praise, commission. It could be a map for discipleship today. We bring our need without pretense. We obey the word we have, even if feelings lag behind. We watch for the quiet healings that often arrive mid-step. We return to adore, not because God needs flattery, but because our hearts need anchoring. Then we receive our mission again. Stand up and go. Thanksgiving never ends at the altar. It sends us back into the world as people who know who made us whole. In a culture fluent in outrage, the Samaritan teaches the mother tongue of heaven. Gratitude is not naive. It is clear-eyed worship in a world that forgets quickly. To remember is to be saved again, not from disease this time, but from the smaller life that settles for gifts without the giver. Another doorway into this gospel is to pause on what the 9 did right and how even goodness can become a detour if it stops short of Christ. They followed the rule. They went to the priests as instructed. They pursued the social restoration that would return them to work, table, and synagogue. None of that is wrong. In fact, it is noble. But when good order competes with living encounter, the soul grows thin. Jesus wonders aloud, where are the other 9? Not to scold, but to invite a second conversion. From receiving help to entering worship, from receiving access to choosing adoration, the Samaritan teaches that gratitude is not a line you add to your to-do list. It is the turn of the whole self toward God. He falls at the feet of Jesus, the posture of someone who has found not just relief, but a home. The word foreigner stings in the story because it exposes the categories we hide behind. In the kingdom, the map of insiders and outsiders keeps redrawing around Jesus. People who should understand often miss him. People who should be far away recognize him with startling clarity. It is a caution for every religious heart, especially for those of us who serve at the altar. Familiarity with sacred things can make us quick at ritual and slow at awe. We know the steps. We can move through the motions. Meanwhile, the person who has tasted raw mercy may crash into church with a loud voice and a tearful thank you that sounds unscripted. The gospel gives that person the front row today. The truest liturgy is alive with astonishment. The Samaritan kneels and names the source, and Jesus names the reality: faith. Not pedigree, not border, not previous record. Faith that recognizes mercy and returns to the mercy giver becomes saving. There is consolation here for anyone who is on the way without seeing much progress. Healing happens as they walk. Many burdens in our lives do not lift at once. Reconciliation, recovery, the courage to forgive, the slow knitting of trust, these are often road miracles. You obey a small word, make the call, show up again, tell the truth, pray one simple prayer each morning. Nothing looks different at first. Then one day, somewhere between where you started and where you thought you had to arrive, you notice something has changed inside you. The resentment is less sharp. The compulsion is quieter. The dread is not steering. The text is an encouragement to keep moving on the strength of what Christ has said rather than on the volatility of what you feel. Faith is not pretending you are healed. Faith is walking with Jesus until His Word does what it promised. On this memorial of Saint Josaphat, a bishop who labored for unity at great personal cost, the borderland of today's gospel becomes spiritually resonant. Jesus heals at the seam between Samaria and Galilee. Josaphat poured himself out at the seam between divided Christians. Gratitude and unity share a secret. Both require turning away from self-protection toward gift. The grateful Samaritan exposes how fiercely we cling to the life we want to resume. The peacemaker saint exposes how fiercely we cling to the tribe we want to defend. In both cases, the invitation is to kneel where Christ stands and let His mercy set our direction. Thanksgiving is not a sentiment to feel. It is a practice that remakes communities because grateful people are less threatened, more generous, and quicker to see God at work in unfamiliar faces. If you listen closely, the final sentence is the homily's heartbeat. Stand up and go. Your faith has saved you. Jesus raises the man not only to his feet, but into a new story. Salvation here is not a ticket. It is a relationship that moves. He is sent, not simply restored. He will carry into his village more than clean skin. He will carry a testimony about a Lord who meets the unclean on the margins and turns their distance into communion. The church needs this witness today. We need voices that glorify God in a loud voice, not with volume for its own sake, but with clarity that refuses to hide what God has done. We need disciples who pivot back to Jesus before they run ahead into the next assignment. We need parishes where the first instinct after any grace, small or great, is to return and fall at the feet of Christ in thanksgiving and then to rise and go on mission. So what might a concrete response look like? Begin to cultivate the habit of noticing. The Samaritan realizes that he has been healed. Realization is a spiritual act. Each day offers you 1,000 mercies too small to post about, but big enough to build a life on. A conversation that didn't spiral, a breath taken slowly when anger rose, a bill paid barely, a friend who checked in, scripture that addressed you at the right line, strength to apologize, the courage to start again. Name them. Return to Jesus with them. Speak your thanks out loud sometimes. Your body needs to hear your soul. Then ask Him how to stand up and go with that gratitude, whom to serve, what bridge to cross, what border to heal. Gratitude is not the end of the Christian life. It is the engine. Perhaps the most healing thought to carry from this gospel is that Jesus welcomes both cries, the desperate plea from a distance and the loud thanksgiving at His feet. He is not annoyed by your need, and He is not surprised by your joy. He commands and He cures. He listens and He sends. He loves the obedient step as much as the grateful turn. The 9 teach us that God gives freely. The 1 teaches us how to respond fully. May we become the kind of disciples who do not rush past the giver when the gift finally arrives, who do not let good procedures replace living wonder, who find ourselves again and again at the feet of Christ, hearing Him speak the sentence that raises the human heart. Stand up and go. Your faith has saved you. Let us lift up our prayer before God. Father of mercies, I come with the kind of honesty the 10 had when they stood at a distance. No speeches today, just the truth of my life held up to your light. You hear the tremble in my voice even when I try to sound strong. You see the places I keep on the edge because I'm afraid of being turned away. I won't pretend with you. I need your compassion, and I am asking for it the way they did, simply, urgently, without fancy words. You know how I have learned the geography of distance. Sometimes it's because of shame. Sometimes because I'm tired of disappointing myself. Sometimes because I think I should fix everything before I come close. That's the old map I carry in my pocket. Rewrite it for me. If you say, go, help me move on your word even when I don't feel different yet. If you whisper, show yourself, give me courage to step back into the places I've avoided, the conversation I owe, the apology I keep delaying, the routine that keeps me healthy, the prayer I've been postponing. Meet me on the road the way you met those 10, healing them as they went. Let change arrive, not because I forced it, but because your promise was already working under my steps. Gratitude has a way of slipping through my fingers when life gets busy. I confess that I chase answers and forget the answerer. I love the gift and then rush ahead, arms full, without turning around to say the one thing that opens my heart, thank you. Pull me back, Jesus. Teach me how to pivot like that Samaritan, how to notice what you've done, how to come close, how to fall at your feet with a loud voice that doesn't care who's listening. I don't want secondhand joy. I want the joy that comes from meeting your eyes and calling you the source of every mercy I carry. There are parts of me that feel like the foreigner in the story, parts that think they don't belong in holy places or holy conversations. Touch that insecurity with your welcome. Let me hear. You say that faith, not pedigree, is how I stand here. Unfold a tight fist of comparison in me. I don't need to be like anyone else at your feet. I'll only need to be true. If I have been living at the edge of friendships, church life, or my own family, bring me in from the margin. Close the distance I have kept out of fear. Replace it with a new nearness that makes me kinder, softer, and brave. Today I hand you specific things, not just ideas. Here is the knot in my chest about money. Here is the ache in my body that wears me down. Here is the impatience that flares at people I love. Here is the habit that steals my peace late at night. Here is the disappointment I still replay because it stung so deeply. I'm not asking for a show or a spectacle. Speak a small command to me the way you did to them, something I can actually do, a call I can make, a boundary I can hold, a morning I can get up and walk with you. Before I scroll, a word I can forgive and lay to rest. Let the healing begin in motion. As I go, let your grace go with me. As I try, let your mercy do the work no effort of mine can do. You remember the people who need my gratitude too. Nudge me to go back and say, thank you to the ones who stood by me in my rough seasons, to the friend who sent a message at the right time, to the person who forgave me when I didn't deserve it, to the teacher who believed in me, to the family member I take for granted. Gratitude to you should make me more faithful to them. I don't want to be one of the 9 who moved on quickly. I want to become the one who returns again and again because love remembers. Where I have been waiting to feel ready, interrupt me with your word. I've told myself, when I'm less stressed, I will pray. When I'm less hurt, I will forgive. When I have more time, I will serve. When I'm more confident, I will begin. You know how those conditions keep me stuck. Flip the script. I will pray, so I can carry less stress. I will forgive so I can heal. I will serve so time stops owning me. I will begin so confidence can grow. Let obedience be the door that opens into the feeling, not the other way around. There are borders in my world that look like the route you walked, lines between people, communities, and even thoughts inside me. Stand with me at those borders. If I have drawn lines to keep myself superior or safe at the expense of love, erase them with your finger in the dust. If I have stayed silent when a kind word could have built a bridge, teach my mouth the language of peace. Make me a person who moves toward need, not away from it. The story shows me that you are most yourself at the edges. Help me meet you there. Teach me the skill of noticing. The Samaritan realized he had been healed. Give me that realization in small, ordinary ways. A quiet morning where my breathing slows and I feel held. A tough day where I choose patience once. A bill that gets paid just in time. A temptation that passes without swallowing me. A verse that fits my day like a key. A laugh that loosens something heavy. These are not small to you. I will not call them small either. I will turn around and say, "Thank you, Jesus," even if it's just in my kitchen with the water running or at a red light on the way to work. Let thanksgiving become the rhythm that keeps my heart warm, and when I do come to thank you, let me do it with my whole self. Not a polite nod, but the kind of worship that drops my guard and lets love speak plainly. You are the giver. You are the one who did not leave me at the edge. You are the mercy that found me on my road and turned my steps into healing. I bless your name for every time you refused to be distant when I was far away. I bless your name for all the times you answered gently when I was rough with myself. I bless your name for calling me saved, not just better, for raising me to my feet and sending me with a purpose. Send me now. Say to me what you said to him. Stand up and go. Your faith has saved you. I will stand, not because I am strong by nature, but because your word lifts me. I will go, not because I have every answer, but because I carry a testimony. You meet people on the margins and bring them home. Let my errands become ministry, my workplace become witness, my table become altar, my conversations become places where your kindness shows. If I fall back into old distances, call me again. If I forget, remind me. If I rush ahead with my plans, tug at my sleeve until I turn around and meet your eyes. Bless the people I love with the same compassion I'm asking for. Heal the hidden sores, fear that looks like anger, sadness that looks like silence, loneliness that looks like busyness. Walk with the ones who feel unclean or unworthy. Whisper to the ones who think they've used up their chances. Bring back the ones who left because they were hurt. Strengthen the ones who serve quietly and sometimes wonder if it matters. Let homes be washed in the peace that comes from gratitude. Let churches hum with the music of thankful hearts. Let neighborhoods notice small miracles and name them out loud so hope becomes contagious. I offer you my mind that it may stop rehearsing every worst-case scenario and start remembering your faithfulness. I offer you my plans, that they may bend around your will and not the other way around. I offer you my family, that our love will be patient and steady. I offer you my finances, that I would trust you enough to be generous and careful at the same time. I offer you my health, that I would steward this body with respect and not despair when it protests. I offer you my past, that shame would stop narrating my story. I offer you my future, that fear would stop editing my dreams. I offer you my will, that surrender would feel less like losing and more like being carried. If anyone around me feels like the foreigner today, make me the one who welcomes them. If someone is standing at a distance, use me to shorten it. If gratitude is hard for someone because pain is loud, let me hold space for both. Tears and thanks can live in the same room. If I have to be the first to return and say, I'm grateful, make me quick to do it. If I have to be the first to return and say, I'm sorry, make me quicker still. I won't wait for perfection to praise you. I will praise you because you are present. I won't wait for every symptom to vanish before I walk. I will walk because your word is trustworthy. I won't wait for the crowd to approve before I kneel. I will kneel because you are worthy. Let my life become a loop of grace, need that turns into obedience, obedience that turns into healing, healing that turns into thanksgiving, thanksgiving that turns into mission. Keep me in that holy circle. Thank you for hearing this long prayer that wandered through my real life. Thank you for every unseen work you are already doing while I sleep, while I work, while I wonder if anything is changing. Thank you for the 10 and the 1, for the road and the return, for the priests and the feet where worship happens. Most of all, thank you for yourself. Stay with me as I stand up and go. And if I forget anything I meant to say, receive the simple echo of my heart keeps repeating for you. Jesus, Master, have mercy, and thank you, thank you, thank you. A quiet courage rises in me as I think of that moment when the one man turned around. It felt small from the outside, just a pause, a change of direction, but heaven heard it like a bell. I want that kind of courage, Lord, the courage to stop in the middle of my plans and come back to you with thanks before I do anything else. So I pause here. I let the noise in my head thin out until your nearness is the loudest thing in the room. I breathe in your mercy, breathe out my hurry, and say with my whole heart, thank you for every way you have carried me to this minute. Thank you for warnings I heeded and disasters I never even knew were averted. Thank you for the strength that looked ordinary, but was really grace wearing work clothes. Thank you for forgiving the same sins I've confessed more than once and for not growing tired of me while I learn how to stay close. You know the practical places where I need to walk on your word today. Help me go show myself in the simple, faithful ways that matter. I will show myself to honesty by telling the whole truth where I've been vague. I will show myself to responsibility by finishing that task I keep avoiding. I will show myself to reconciliation by sending a message that opens a door I helped close. I will show myself to humility by asking for help instead of pretending I'm fine. And as I go, do what only you can do. Heal me on the road. Let courage gather around each small act so that by nightfall, I can look back and realize something deep has shifted because I walked with you instead of waiting to feel worthy. There are still corners in me where shame likes to camp. When I'm tired, those old voices say, keep your distance, stay where you are. Don't bother God again. Today, I bring these voices into your light and ask you to silence them. Speak a new name over me, beloved, not burden, son or daughter, not stranger, saved, not barely tolerated. When I'm tempted to think of myself as the foreigner, remind me that your cross is the welcome sign over my life. Thank you for taking my distance and turning it into communion, for taking my fear and turning it into steps forward, for taking my habit of disappearing and turning it into a habit of returning. I intercede for people who are walking their own long roads, for the friend facing test results and bracing for bad news. Meet them between here and the clinic with a peace that steadies breathing and clears vision. For couples trying to rebuild trust, let patience be the soft ground where their words can land without breaking. For workers stuck in jobs that wear them down, give dignity in the doing and a pathway to something better. For those carrying loneliness like a heavy coat, surprise them with companionship that feels safe and unforced. For anyone who thinks they can never change, place one doable step in front of them today and let that one step carry the whisper, "Keep going, I am with you." Guard my heart from the quiet ingratitude that looks like normal life. Train me to turn around quickly. If I taste a good meal, I will taste and thank. If a child laughs, I will laugh and thank. If the city gives me a sunset through power lines, I will still watch and thank. If a bill is paid, a door opens, a conflict softens, a song lifts my mind, a verse lands in the exact line I needed, I will make my life a pathway back to your feet. Let my gratitude have a voice, not for show, but because love wants to be spoken. And when others see me give thanks, let it call them home to you as gently as a familiar hymn drifting from an open church door, where I have been measuring myself by other people's pace. Free me. The 10 walked together, but each heart met you personally. Save me from comparison. I don't know the private miles someone else has already covered. I don't know the weight they carry in their pack. I only know that your word is for me too, and my road with you has its own timing. I lay down envy and pick up endurance. I lay down image and pick up integrity. I lay down the need to be noticed and pick up the desire to be faithful. Bless my ordinary places, Lord, because that's where most of my life happens. Sanctify my morning routines so that coffee becomes thanksgiving and commuting becomes intercession. Bless screens and keyboards so they become tools of encouragement instead of weapons of distraction. Bless my table so it becomes altar, my doorway so it becomes threshold for welcome, my phone so it becomes a bell for blessing instead of a drain for attention. Teach me to pray in the middle of things, not only at the edges, prayers that are as short as a breath and as sincere as that cry, "Jesus, Master, have mercy." If I must return to someone the way the Samaritan returned to you, put their name on my mind right now. I will go back with gratitude where I once left with urgency. I will go back with apology where I once left with pride. I will go back with gentleness where I once left with sharp words. And when I come back to you tonight, let me find again the same open-hearted welcome I always find. No door slammed, no cold shoulder, only the Lord who delights to hear me and lift me to my feet. I place before you what I cannot fix by willpower, a grief that still wakes at odd hours, a habit that tightens when I'm stressed, a fear about money that makes me stingy, a weariness that floats like fog over good days. I will keep moving on her word, and I ask you to keep working beneath the surface. While I forgive, soften me. While I rest, mend me. While I serve, enlarge me. While I wait, deepen me. Let healing be more than the absence of pain. Let it be the presence of your life remaking mine from the inside out. Thank you for calling this prayer enough, even when my sentences wander and my emotions waver. Thank you for choosing to love me in process. Thank you for sending me back into my world with the blessing you gave the grateful one. Stand up and go. Your faith has saved you. I will stand because your voice lifts. I will go because your mercy travels with me. And I will come back again and again because gratitude keeps finding my way to your feet. If this prayer has given someone a little light, let it multiply. Let homes feel gentler tonight. Let burdens sit down for a while. Let hope return like a long-lost friend. And as we close, I entrust every listener and every quiet intention to your heart. Keep us near. Keep us honest. Keep us thankful. Keep us moving. Friends, if this time of prayer blessed you, please subscribe so we can meet the Lord together here each day. Share this with someone who needs encouragement, and feel free to comment. I surrender completely to God. May His peace guard you through the night, and His mercy meet you in the morning. See you again in our next prayer. Amen.